What's up, everyone? Kevin O here. Just got done with some deadlifts as well as some squats. Deadlifts, I felt like pulling with my feet shoulder width apart. As somebody joked to me last week when they said, quote unquote, pull with your feet apart, with your feet shoulder width apart, you fucking pussy. But yeah, I just didn't feel like doing sumos. My hips were just kind of tight, so I knew it wasn't gonna go in a good direction if I tried to force sumo today. So went with conventional. Start off with deficits to work on getting speed off the ground. I figured if I did deficits first, I'd get used to the bar moving quick as I moved into or transitioned into pull from the floor. I didn't want to pull heavy from a deficit yet because going from sumo to conventional, it tends to be a lot more posterior dominant, as in you need to use pretty much your lower back more. So I wouldn't want to go from sumo blocks straight to a deficit pull, because that's going to be a huge strain and a difference of strain on your lower back. But went into deficits only up to about 500 pounds just to get the bar moving quick. And then I went back to the floor when I got to 600. They felt a little off. Position felt a little weird just because I haven't pulled since my competition about 5 weeks ago. So it's always weird like that first week back. But and also, like, lockout just felt a little harder, which is what happens, like I said, because you're using more back. Whereas in sumo, it's kind of like once you get the bar past your knees, lockout's easier. But yeah, they felt okay. They didn't feel great. They didn't feel terrible. Ended up working up to 8. I think I hit 735. That's the last warm up. I planned to hit 805, but like a dick, I miscalculated it. I actually put 825 on the bar. The 825. It was heavy, obviously. It didn't feel too heavy where I couldn't get it, but I just felt a little out of position once I got it to my knee. I don't know if I was like my hips just felt like they were probably a little too high. Like they just felt like they weren't in the right position. Obviously, when you work with maximum weight and it's the first week you switch back to conventional, you're gonna be a little out of position. So it ended up missing it, which is fun. I probably could have kept pushing a little harder, but it still would have been a miss. Obviously, I don't feel like blowing my back out right now over this shit. Even though I'm still off season, so I have a little wiggle room to play around before I get into a meet prep. So that's why I was willing to go that heavy. But felt cool. Didn't go too crazy. After that, to actually get some work in, because I was just hitting singles on the deadlifts, I hit SSB front squats, which felt okay. I didn't get too heavy. Only worked up to around 520 pounds for a max rep set. Pushed for 10 reps. Each rep felt pretty hard because my legs were already sore, and I was still a little sore from squats on Friday, and like I said, my hips were sore. So push for 10 reps. That was about all I had. I might have had maybe another rep or two, but overall felt good. My core definitely feels stronger, which is a good sign. I think mostly because I'm not doing low bar, so I'm not constantly putting my lower back in a bad position, as well as I'm doing the strongman stuff with the yoke walks, which is putting my core under constant tension for longer periods of time, as well as teaching me how to brace my core properly. So I definitely think I'm stronger, and it's carrying over to my deadlift very well. And it's only been a couple of weeks, so by the time I get to the end of August at Boss of Bosses, like, I don't want to speak ahead of time, but I think deadlift is going to progress pretty well this prep. So that's it. After that, just did some hamstring curls, some calves, and some rows for accessory work, but that was it. Until next time.
Hey.